Who touched you?
No one, sir.
Don't lie to me!
It's nothing.
Nothing? Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Part 1. The Confrontation. Why are you looking at me like that? Aziza's voice cut through the silence of Dong Ha's penthouse, her dark eyes flashing with something between fear and defiance as she clutched a dustpan full of shattered crystal. Dong Ha Choi stood frozen in the doorway of his study, his tailored black suit making him look like death personified. He'd been about to walk past her, like he always did, like she was invisible, but something stopped him cold. That bandage on her face. I asked you a question. His voice was dangerously soft as he moved toward her. Why is there blood soaking through that bandage? It's nothing, Mr. Choi. She stood quickly, too quickly, and swayed on her feet. His hand shot out, gripping her arm to steady her. The contact sent electricity racing up his spine, a sensation he immediately tried to crush. Don't lie to me, Aziza. Her name felt foreign on his tongue. He never used staff names. Who hit you? Her breath caught. I didn't say anyone. You didn't have to. He released her arm, but moved closer, crowding her against the wall. That's a fist-shaped bruise. I've given enough of them to know what they look like. For a moment, she just stared at him, those rich brown eyes swimming with unshed tears. Then her chin lifted in that stubborn way that had been driving him crazy for 6 months. Why do you care? I'm just the help, remember? Invisible, insignificant. Something dark and possessive twisted in Dong Ha's chest. Answer the question. And if I don't? Her voice trembled, but she held her ground. What will you do? Fire me? Kill me? Add me to your list of problems to eliminate? I'll find out anyway. He leaned in, close enough to smell the cocoa butter on her skin. But it'll be much worse for whoever touched you if I have to hunt them down myself. A tear escaped, sliding down her cheek. It was Taewon. The world tilted. Taewon, his lieutenant, his most trusted advisor, the man who'd been in this very penthouse an hour ago discussing shipment routes. When? The word came out like gravel. Tonight, you were in your meeting. He came to my quarters. Her voice dropped to a whisper. He said you wouldn't care what he did to me, said I should feel honored he was even interested in... She couldn't finish. Dong Ha's hands clenched into fists so tight his knuckles went white. The rage coursing through him was primal, overwhelming, completely irrational. She was staff, an employee, nothing more. Except she wasn't nothing. She'd never been nothing. For 6 months, he'd watched her move through his penthouse like a ghost, silent, efficient, beautiful in a way that made his chest ache. For 6 months, he'd pretended not to notice the way her presence calmed the constant storm in his head. For 6 months, he'd told himself his interest was purely nothing. He'd been lying. Look at me. She raised her eyes, and the fear in them nearly broke him. Did he... Dong Ha couldn't finish the question. If Taewon did what he suspected, there wouldn't be enough pieces left of him to identify. No, relief flooded her face. He tried. I fought. That's when he... She touched the bandage carefully. Go to your room. Dong Ha's voice was barely controlled violence. Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone. I'll handle this. Mr. Choi, that's not a request, Aziza. He pulled out his phone, already dialing. Go, now. She fled, and Dong Ha brought the phone to his ear. Sang-woo, find Taewon. Bring him to the warehouse. Alive, but barely.
Part 2. The Revelation. The warehouse smelled like oil and old blood. Taewon hung from chains, his face already decorated with fresh bruises, and he had the nerve to laugh. All this for some maid pussy? Dong Ha's fist connected with Taewon's ribs. The crack was satisfying. Careful with your next words, they might be your last. Truth hurts, boss. Taewon spat blood. You're doing soft over a woman you don't even know. I know enough. Do you? Taewon's grin was manic. Do you know she's Adeyemi Ogunlade's daughter, that your precious little maid is Nigerian mafia royalty sent here to kill you? Everything stopped. You're lying. Am I? Check her room. Bottom of her closet, loose floorboard on the left. See what your angel's been hiding. Dong Ha turned to Sang-woo, his second in command. Watch him. If he moves wrong, start removing fingers. The drive back felt like drowning. Aziza couldn't be... No, he'd vetted her. Background check, references, everything was clean. Too clean. Her room was neat, almost sterile. He found the loose floorboard exactly where Taewon said it would be. Inside, an encrypted phone, a file folder, and photographs. His warehouses, his men, his routes, his schedule. And at the bottom, a contract. Target, Dong Ha Choi. Method, poison. Payment on confirmation of death. Signed, Adeyemi Ogunlade. His father. I was going to tell you. Dong Ha spun. Aziza stood in the doorway, still in her maid's uniform, that bandage stark against her dark skin. Were you? It wasn't a question. Before you killed me? I'm not going to kill you. No? He held up the contract. This says otherwise. That was before. She stepped into the room, hands raised like he was a wild animal. You never seduced me. You barely looked at me. Because I couldn't, the words exploded out of him. Because every time I saw you, I wanted things I had no right to want. You think I didn't notice you? You think I didn't lay awake at night thinking about you? I stayed away because you were supposed to be off limits. Aziza stared at him, shock written across her face. You wanted me? Want, present tense. He caged her against the wall, hands on either side of her head. Even now, knowing what you are, what you were sent to do, I still want you, and I hate myself for it. Dong Ha, tell me the truth, all of it, and maybe I'll let you live. She took a shuddering breath. My father runs the Nigerian syndicate in Lagos. He's been trying to expand into Asia for years, but you control Seoul. He needed you dead. So he sent his daughter. His illegitimate daughter, his dirty secret. Bitterness dripped from every word. I was supposed to get hired as your maid, slip poison into your drinks, and disappear. He said it would take a month, maybe 2.
What kind of poison? Slow acting, organ failure that looks like natural causes. She met his eyes. I put it in your coffee. For the first 3 weeks. The headaches, the nausea, the fatigue he'd blamed on stress. Oh, God. But I stopped. Her hand shot out, gripping his arm. I swear I stopped. After that first month, I couldn't do it anymore. I started giving you regular coffee. I told my father the mission was impossible, that I couldn't get close enough. Why? He needed to hear her say it. Because I fell in love with you, you idiot. Tears streamed down her face. Every time you worked late, I brought you food you never thanked me for. Every time you came home covered in blood, I cleaned it up and pretended not to care. Every time you looked through me like I was invisible, it killed me because I wanted you to see me, really see me. Dong Ha's hand moved to cup her face, thumb brushing away tears. I saw you. I always saw you. Then why? Because men like me don't get to keep beautiful things. We destroy them. His forehead touched hers. And you deserved better than being destroyed by me. What if I want to be destroyed by you? Her voice was barely a whisper. The kiss was inevitable, explosive, 6 months of denial erupting into desperate hunger as Dong Ha claimed her mouth like a drowning man finding air. Aziza responded with equal fervor, fingers tangling in his hair, pulling him closer, closer, never close enough. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Dong-ha rested his forehead against hers. The poison. How bad is it? I don't know, her voice cracked. The damage might already be done. The antidote, my father has it. It's the only one. Then we'll get it. He'll never give it to you. He will. Dong-ha's smile was sharp as broken glass. Because I have something he wants. What? You. Aziza's eyes widened. No, absolutely not. I won't. I didn't say I was giving you back. He kissed her again, softer this time. But he doesn't need to know that. We'll set up an exchange. He brings the antidote, I bring his daughter. That's insane. He'll kill you. Let him try. Dong-ha pulled back, studying her face. But I need to know something first. Is there any other reason your father would want you back? She looked away. Aziza, what aren't you telling me? I'm pregnant. The words tumbled out in a rush. 8 weeks. Time stopped. What? I'm pregnant. Her hand moved protectively to her stomach. And yes, before you ask, it's yours. How? We never... 2 months ago, you came home drunk after that meeting went wrong. I helped you to bed, you pulled me down with you, and... She blushed. You don't remember. Dong-ha's mind reeled back. 2 months ago, the Busan deal that went sideways. He drank an entire bottle of whiskey and the rest was fuzzy. But he remembered warmth, softness, feeling safe for the first time in years. Oh, God. But you didn't tell me. Because I was terrified. Fresh tears spilled over. My father sent Taewon to make sure I completed the mission. When he found out I was pregnant, he said if I didn't kill you, he'd kill the baby. Dong-ha's rage returned, cold and calculating. Taewon works for your father? Double agent, has been for years. And tonight, the Bruise? He was trying to convince me to cooperate. When I refused, he gestured to her face. He said worse was coming if I didn't finish the job. Everything clicked into place. Taewon's sudden interest in Aziza, his questions about Dong-ha's schedule, the way he'd been positioning himself for a power grab. Does your father know about the baby? Yes, Taewon told him. He wants me back in Lagos. He says he'll raise the child to hate you, to eventually kill you. He's calling it poetic justice. Over my dead body, Dong-ha's decision crystallized. We're getting married. What? Tonight. I'll call Judge Park. We'll make it legal. Make you untouchable under my name. He cupped her face. Your father wants a war? He'll get one. But he won't get you, or our baby. That's crazy. Probably. He kissed her forehead, her cheeks, her lips. But I'm not letting either of you go. Even after everything I've done? You stopped the poison. You protected me. You chose me over your own father. His eyes burned into hers. That's more loyalty than most of my men have shown. I love you. The words were soft, honest, terrifying. I know, he pulled her close. I love you too, even though I shouldn't, even though it's dangerous, even though it might kill me, literally. She laughed through her tears. We're insane. Completely. He kissed her again. Now go pack, we're leaving for the estate in an hour. We'll be married by midnight.
Part 3. The Wedding Trap. The estate was ablaze with lights. Dong-ha's entire organization gathered for the surprise wedding. Judge Park stood ready, looking confused but obedient. Money talked. Aziza wore a simple white dress, one of Dong-ha's assistants, hastily altered. She looked terrified and beautiful and absolutely perfect. Do you, Dong-ha Choi, take this woman? I do. He didn't wait for the full question. Hurry up. Judge Park blinked. Well, do you, Aziza Ogunlade, take this man? She does. Dong-ha pulled her close. Ring, now. Sang-woo produced a diamond band that had belonged to Dong-ha's mother, the only soft thing he'd ever owned. Dong-ha slid it onto Aziza's finger, and her breath caught. I now pronounce you... The first explosion took out the east gate. Gunfire erupted, screams, chaos. Dong Ha threw Aziza to the ground, covering her body as bullets shredded the air above them. His men returned fire, but the attackers were professional, organized, relentless. Through the smoke, a figure emerged. Adeyemi Ogunlade was a mountain of a man, 6'5" of pure muscle and cold calculation. He stepped over bodies like they were carpets, 20 armed men at his back. Daughter. Aziza struggled under Dong Ha's weight. Dad, you've disappointed me. Adeyemi's Nigerian accent was thick, his voice like grinding stones. The poison my daughter fed you, it's already killing you. Organ damage is cumulative. Even if you had the antidote right now, you'd be dead in a week. The world tilted slightly. Dong Ha felt Aziza's hand tighten on his. You're lying, but his voice lacked conviction. Am I? Adeyemi's smile was cruel. Check your symptoms. Headaches getting worse, vision blurring, hands shaking. That's your liver failing, then your kidneys, then your heart. I stopped giving him the poison, Aziza shouted, 2 months ago. But not before the damage was done. Adeyemi's eyes glittered with malice. The poison's unique. Once it reaches a certain threshold, it's irreversible. No antidote can save you now, Dong Ha Choi. You're a dead man walking. Sang Woo appeared at Dong Ha's side, blood on his face. Boss, we can't hold them much longer. We need to evacuate. But Dong Ha couldn't move. Dead in a week? No, that wasn't possible. He had too much to do, too much to... He looked at Aziza, her face white with terror, hand pressed protectively to her stomach. Their baby. He'd never meet their baby. Take her. Dong Ha shoved Aziza toward Sang Woo. Get her out of here. No! Aziza fought against Sang Woo's grip. I'm not leaving you. You have to, for the baby. Fuck the baby. She was screaming now, tears streaming. I just got you. I'm not losing you.
How touching. Adeyemi's voice cut through the chaos. But ultimately pointless. The only question now is, do you want to die fast or slow? He raised his gun, aiming at Dong Ha's head. 3 things happened simultaneously. Aziza tore free from Sang Woo and threw herself in front of Dong Ha. Adeyemi's finger tightened on the trigger, and a new voice rang out across the estate. Hold your fire! Everyone froze. Through the smoke walked Tae Wan, battered and bloodied from his interrogation, but very much alive. In his hand was a small vial of blue liquid. Looking for this? Tae Wan held up the antidote. Adeyemi's face went purple with rage. How did you... Your warehouse in Lagos? Not as secure as you thought. Tae Wan's grin was manic. See, I got to thinking, why should either of you win? Why not let you kill each other while I take over both organizations? He'd stolen the antidote, the only antidote. Dong Ha's mind raced. Tae Wan was playing both sides. If he had the cure, he had all the power. What do you want? Dong Ha asked quietly. Everything. Seoul, Lagos, your wife. Tae Wan's eyes raked over Aziza. I never got to finish what I started earlier. Aziza's hand found Dong Ha's, squeezed once. In that touch, Dong Ha felt everything. Her fear, her love, her absolute trust that he would save them. And suddenly, he knew what to do. All right, Dong Ha raised his hands in surrender. You win. Take it all. Just give me the antidote first. Do I look stupid? Laughed Tae Wan. You get the cure after you sign over. Aziza moved. She was fast, faster than Tae Wan expected. She grabbed the vial from his hand and ran, darting between bodies and bullets. Aziza! Both Dong Ha and Adeyemi shouted simultaneously. She ran straight through the firefight, through the smoke, heading for the cliff. The estate backed onto a 100-foot drop into the ocean.
She stood at the edge, the vial held high, and Dong Ha's heart stopped. "Nobody moves," her voice rang out, clear and strong, "or I drop it." "Aziza, please!" Dong Ha started forward. "Stay back!" She was crying, but her hand was steady. "All of you, this ends now." "Daughter, be reasonable!" Adeyemi lowered his gun. "Reasonable?" She laughed bitterly. "You sent me to kill the man I love. You threatened my baby. You destroyed any chance I had at happiness. Why would I be reasonable?" "Aziza, please," Dong Ha's voice cracked. "Don't do this." "I love you. Remember that, no matter what happens next." And she jumped.
Part 4. The Fall. Dong Ha moved without thinking. He ran, vaulted over the cliff edge, and fell into darkness after her. The ocean rushed up to meet them. Dong Ha wrapped his body around Aziza's, protecting her, the baby, the antidote. Impact. Cold, so cold. Water filled his lungs. He was sinking, Aziza limp in his arms. "Swim," his brain screamed. "Swim!" He kicked upward, breaking the surface with a gasp. Aziza wasn't breathing. No, 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 no! He dragged her to the rocky shore, laid her on the sand. "Breathe, damn you, breathe!" CPR, chest compressions, rescue breaths. "Come on, Aziza, come on!" Her body jerked, water spewed from her mouth. She gasped, coughing, alive. "The vial," her first words. "Did me—" Dong Ha checked his pocket. By some miracle, the vial had survived, still intact. He uncapped it, downed half, then pressed the rest to her lips. "What are you doing?" "You were poisoned too." He helped her drink. "You handled it every time you put it in my coffee. Skin absorption." "Oh, God!" She drained the rest. "Do you think—" "We'll be fine." He pulled her close, both of them shivering on the beach. "We have to be." Above them, sirens, shouting, the sound of the estate burning. "They'll find us," Aziza whispered. "Let them." Dong Ha kissed her temple. "We're together. That's all that matters. Your organization can rebuild. I can rebuild." He tilted her chin up. "But I can't rebuild without you." She kissed him then, desperate and salty with ocean water and tears. When they pulled apart, Dong Ha stood, helping her up. "Where do we go?" "Somewhere they'll never look," he smiled. "I have a safe house in Jeju. We'll disappear for a while, let the dust settle. And then we come back," his eyes hardened, "and we burn down everyone who tried to take what's ours. Together? Together." They walked along the beach, leaving behind the burning estate, the war, the betrayal. Ahead was uncertainty, danger, 1,000 enemies waiting. But they had each other and their baby, and a love that had survived poison, bullets, and 100-foot fall. That was enough. "Dong Ha? Yeah? Thank you for jumping after me." He stopped, turned to face her, cupped her bruised face in his hands. "I'll always jump after you. Always." He kissed her softly. "You're mine, Aziza, in this life and whatever comes after. Nothing will change that. Even if I'm broken? Especially then." He rested his forehead against hers. "We're both broken, but maybe broken things fit together better." She smiled through her tears. "That's the most romantic thing you've ever said to me." "Don't get used to it." But he was smiling too. "I'm still a bastard. My bastard. Yours." He took her hand. "Now come on. We have a lot of people to kill and a baby to prepare for. Not necessarily in that order." They walked into the darkness, two shattered souls piecing each other back together. Behind them, the estate collapsed in flames. Ahead, an uncertain future. But they faced it together, and that made all the difference. 3 weeks later, in a small clinic in Jeju, a doctor confirmed the antidote had worked. No permanent damage. They would both survive. Aziza cried. Dong Ha held her, and for the first time since this nightmare began, they breathed. "What now?"
she asked. Dongha's smile was sharp. Now we rebuild, and when we're strong enough, we take back everything they tried to steal from us. And my father will regret the day he sent you to kill me, because he didn't just lose a daughter, he created his worst enemy. Us? Us. He kissed her. The Mafia Boss and his maid. Who would have thought? I'm not your maid anymore. No. His hand settled over her still flat stomach. You're my wife, the mother of my child, and the queen of the empire we're going to build. That's a lot of responsibility. Can you handle it? She grabbed his collar, pulled him down for a fierce kiss. Watch me. And in that moment, Dongha knew the bruise that started this war would be the foundation of something unbreakable. Love born from violence, trust forged in betrayal, a family built on the ashes of their enemies. It was perfect. They were perfect, and God help anyone who tried to tear them apart.